In this video, we will show you how to replace your front brakes, pads and rotors on this Nissan Maxima. This will be located behind your front wheel. Let's get into it. Safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. Once you've completed that, we're going to remove all 5 of our 21mm lug nuts and we can get the wheel off of here. Now with the wheel out of the way, we have a clear view of our front brakes. Let's focus on the caliper. If you were looking in this area here, you can see your brake pads and you can see your brake rotor. We actually have to push back the caliper piston, which would be right in here. This is easiest done with a small prying device. I'm going to go up against the caliper, up against the brake pad, and gently start pulling this out and away, pushing in on those caliper slider pins. There we are. At this point, we have plenty of movement from this area. We can continue on to our 2 caliper slider pin bolts. We'll be using a 14mm for each of these 2 slider bolts. We'll start with the upper one. Go ahead and fully remove it. A quick inspection, start it back in a couple threads. Once you have the caliper out of position, the next thing we need to do is focus along where the piston is. This rubber boot is a dust boot. If you see any fluid making its way out, that means the internal seal on the caliper itself is bad and it needs to be replaced. The only fluid I see is just from a little bit of penetrant that I used on the bleeder screw here, so we'll go ahead and set this aside, putting no pressure on our flex hose. Continuing on along each side of the rotor, you should find you have your front brake pads. Go ahead and remove those. A quick inspection, we'll set them aside. Now we can start removing our caliper bracket. For this, you're going to find that you have 2 22mm mounting bolts. You know what to do. Go ahead and remove the first one. Quick inspection, start it back in a couple threads. See, we have our washer on there. Let's get that next one. We'll clean and thoroughly inspect that mounting hardware. Go ahead and remove your bracket. We'll set this aside for cleaning as well. Take hold of the brake rotor and we'll remove that from the vehicle. There it is, friend. Now we're going to clean up the hub mating surface here. For this, we want to make sure we're in a well-ventilated area because it will create dust. You can use a wire brush or even a sanding disc if necessary. Just use some parts cleaner on this. Make sure there's no raised areas. We'll use some anti-seize along the mating surface here. Just go ahead and paint that right on there. Now, since we have our coated rotors, we do not need to clean the braking surface. Let's go ahead and get this in position. I'm using a spacer and one of my original lug nuts. We're just going to hold this in place and then we'll continue on the bench with our bracket. Now we're focusing on the bracket itself. We're going to start removing as much as we can so we can clean it, re-lubricate, and reassemble. Let's start with our 2 slider pins. For each of these, you just want to go ahead and take hold of the pin itself and hold onto that boot and gently separate the pin from the boot. After you have the pin out of position, the next thing we need to do is give it a thorough inspection. Make sure it's not rotted and damaged. If it is, it needs to be replaced. We'll go ahead and give this a quick wipe. As you can tell, this is in perfect condition. We'll set that aside, continue on to the next one. Same process here, just go ahead and pull that up and out of place. A quick note about these slider pins is you will find that one of them has a small vibration dampener on it. During the installation process, we want to make sure we have that in the same exact position. Now we can start removing the caliper slider pin mounting boots. Now for these, typically you can rock them out of position, but if they're stuck in the caliper, you want to use a small pocket screwdriver or something that you can easily get inside this area and separate it without causing any damage. Once you have that removed, we're going to clean out the inside, and then we'll give this a thorough inspection as well. To clean this, it's easiest if you just take a rag. We're going to give it a small twist and slide it right on through the other side there. Now I'm just going to roll this around, and we can see all that miscellaneous debris making its way out. As for an inspection on this, you just want to make sure it's soft and pliable, not torn, worn, or damaged in any way. This one looks fine. We'll set it aside, repeat the process. Now we'll move along to our caliper bracket mounting tins. For these, we're just going to pry them out of place. You can dispose of those properly. Now we've got both the tins off of there. It's time to start cleaning up the bracket where the brand new tins are going to go. For this, you can use a wire brush or continue on with your sanding disc if necessary. We're feeling for any raised areas that can cause an issue with the brake pad movement. If you feel any, just continue on with your cleaning process. Let's do the same to the other side here. And now we can continue on to cleaning each of our two slider pin ports. For each of these ports, we'll use some parts cleaner and a bore brush. Quick rinse. Close inspection confirming there's no debris. Repeat the process. At this point, we've finished our cleaning. Let's continue on with some high temperature lubricant. We're going to add lubricant inside of each one of our slider pin ports. Just go ahead and press it right in there. Now we have our slider pin boots. You want to make sure you have these in the proper orientation. We'll just go ahead and slide these right into position. Once you feel as though it's in, just give it a light tug, confirming it's properly seated all the way around. Now we're adding lubricant to each one of our slider pins. When you're lubricating them, you want to make sure you lubricate the entire smooth shafted area and then all the way up into this groove closest to my fingers. This is where the boot will sit, and it's a good idea to have lubricant here to keep the moisture out. We'll make sure we slide those into the corresponding ports. As you remember, one of these will have a vibration dampener, and we're putting it back into the original position. All the way up into that groove. When you do this, I always like to squeeze out the air from in the boot there. Continuing with our high temperature lubricant, we're going to lubricate the caliper bracket on both sides where those caliper bracket tins were located. Just apply a thin amount on each one of these ears. This will help with vibration dampening and noise reduction. For these tins, you essentially just want to line them up and press them into position. They should rest all the way up against the bracket. Just like before, a light tug confirming they're properly secured as you continue on. There we are. Let's get this over to the vehicle. Start getting this in place. Now we're aligning each of our two mounting bolt ports. We can start in those mounting bolts. After they're bolt started, snug them up. The torque for these is 107 foot-pounds. Now it's time to install our brake pads. Obviously, we want to have these in the proper orientation so the friction material is pressing up against the brake rotor. Just slide those right into the caliper bracket that we just finished cleaning. You should be able to press those right in, and they should be able to move around fairly freely. If you have to drive them in with a hammer, more than likely you didn't clean the bracket well enough. Let's just go ahead and repeat the process for the outboard pad as well. Now we're focusing on the caliper itself. If you were looking at the piston, we want to make sure we have this pressed in all the way as far as possible. We did this with the pry bar in the beginning, but if yours is not pressed all the way in, continue on pressing that in. For that, we can just use a small compression tool like this. Make our way inside the piston, up against the back of the caliper, and then you're just going to continue squeezing until it's completely bottomed out. We have our high temperature lubricant. We're going to lubricate just around that caliper piston and then along the backside of each of these two ears, essentially every place that touches up against the backing of those brake pads. Now we can get this caliper in position. Continuing on, you'll find that you have two clips for each side of the vehicle, and those clips go into your brake pads. You're going to find that you have two ports along the top and two ports down along the bottom for these clips. Let's get this in position now. Slide it over those brake pads. Now we have our slider pin mounting bolts. We'll start those in, bottom them out. The torque for these is 25 foot-pounds. Now we can remove our lug nut and our spacer. Once you've started on all 5 of your 21mm lug nuts, we're going to bottom these out in a crisscross manner. We'll get the wheel back on the ground and torque each of the lug nuts to 83 foot-pounds. Now we've got the wheel safely back on the ground, let's go ahead and torque these in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Okay friend, we finished our installation on one side of the vehicle. Go over to the other side of the vehicle and repeat this exact same process. Once you've completed that, pump up your brake pedal till it's nice and firm and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.